Pretoria girls high protests to get Afros accepted into the school. A lot of people think that this is not a racism issue, but I'm going to tell you why it is. Look, school culture was created ages ago. This specific type of school culture was created ages ago, at a time where people were allowed to be openly prejudiced, openly racist. These old, openly prejudiced bastards that created the school culture created things like guys can't wear earrings at school but girls can. Girls can have long hair but guys can't. And it's all because at the time people were openly prejudiced and it was accepted to be a prejudice against these things. To get people to want to come to their schools, they decided that, okay, they're going to stay openly prejudiced and openly sexist because that's what the people were doing. But now, we're not living in those times anymore. Times have changed. The society has changed, but the school culture hasn't changed. The people have been defending and maintaining this school culture that was created by people who are old, prejudiced bastards. Because they only had white students at the time that the school culture was being created, the rules were built around white students. The rules of the hair, of what they considered to be neat and what they considered to be appropriate, was built around white students. But then when the times started changing, the school culture didn't change as well. When more diverse people came into the schools, they didn't change the school culture, which is stupid. Because if the culture was built around those people at the time, and that was a good idea, if the people have changed, why is it not a good idea to build around the school culture around the people of the time now? People need to change the school culture. School rules and school culture needs to be revised. Times have changed, people are more accepting of things, and that's what the schools need to look at. What will people accept? Can we not have some kind of survey? Can we not ask people what they would accept in schools and find out? This is where your argument falls down. We were told to keep our hair neat. Neat is a subjective term. You can literally say anything is neat. Anyone can think anything is neat. It's subjective. So when the old prejudiced bastards who created the school culture determined what was neat, that was just their perception. That was just their idea of what neat is, their opinion. And now we have our own opinion, just as everybody else. So if people now determine something else being neat or being appropriate, which can also be subjective, we can just look at the people of today and say, what do you guys think? Since there is no objective meaning of the word neat, it's not written in stone by the gods themselves. Exotic. You keep using that word, but I'm not sure you actually know what it means. Originating in or characteristic of a distant foreign country. Explain to me how African hair in Africa is foreign. I mean, just look at the synonyms for exotic: foreign, non-native, tropical, alien, imported, introduced, unnaturalized, far away, far off, far-flung, unfamiliar, distant, remote. How does this describe an Afro in any way? If anything is exotic, it's the silky hair, it's the blonde hair. So you are supposed to be teachers, but it doesn't seem like you even understand the words you use. I'm not sure why you just started stereotyping that this is the views of the youths of today because a small group of them just started striking. But maybe it's just a habit you have of associating anyone that resembles a group as being part of that group or having the same ideology as that group. It should not be a privilege to have education. I think you need to go back where you came from, to the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. This is South Africa. They owe us basic human rights. They owe it to us to fulfill the Freedom Charter. They owe us a lot of things. You really should give North Korea a try. You and this man might just be best of friends. You've already got one thing in common. But on a much more serious note, I believe that the school system and the school cultures need to be revised because they're from an old, outdated time and they need to be revised, refreshed, renewed in order to suit the people of our times. Let's ask people, if they would enroll their children in a school that is more lenient with hair, that is more lenient with males putting on earrings, that is more lenient with things that the old openly prejudiced bastards weren't. Let's see what the people of 2016 and beyond want as an ideal school. Then we can start progressing again. Rules were made by people. We are people. We can make new rules.